There we go. Hi everyone, good evening. Good to see you all. And making sure. How are we doing tonight? Oh. Let's give everyone, including Mass Effect 2, a moment. Oh, there we go. That's good. Right. S20. Sure, audio test. No, we're good. We're good. As concerned, my audio levels were software. So, if anything does happen, if you can't hear me for some reason, something comes like that, just be sure to let me know in the chat. And otherwise, welcome back to Mass Effect 2, where tonight I think we're going to be going back to some story missions. Finally, it's about time. We are probably going to be going to the Derelict Reaper to pick up the Reaper IFF that we were talking about ages ago. If you remember, there is a story to this game. So we're going to do that. We may wind up doing another loyalty mission afterwards, or we may do a side quest or two first and then do that. We'll see what comes up. Evening, Kylie. Kylie says, I was watching Gordon Ramsay yell at people. Good. Always fun. He is exactly the right kind of mean. It's the kind of mean where he expects you to take yourself seriously. Takes you seriously. Which I like that in a especially in an instructor. I've had teachers who are kind of again in the good way. One being actually a professor I TA'd for my first semester as a TA. I'll tell you in a moment what the pink. My first semester as a TA. It was for a class that I had taught before, and this professor just threw me straight into the deep end. I've told this story to a lot of my students, where he was actually quite harsh with his students and even with me, but I'll tell you, I never had a more difficult teaching or grading experience after then. So everything since then has been smooth sailing, because he was right there, willing and ready to help me out just as much as he was willing to help students out. Despite making it very, very difficult with things like, the final exam being 2 8 to 10 page papers per student in a class of 48. That was kind of awful. That was the hardest experience I've ever had grading, and I've graded for 5 classes once semester, 5 at once. That was the toughest time I've had ever. It was one class. And that was my first time out of undergraduate. I was not prepared for it. I was not prepared for it at all. But man, he helped me through it, and he had incredibly high expectations of me. Helped me to meet them. It was spectacular. It was great. It was a great start to. Glad that it happened. Anyway, so Kylie asked what this is. This pink drink. So I don't necessarily always drink the manliest looking drinks. I usually do. I don't like vodka. I don't like tequila. Basically, I just don't like most clear alcohols. But this is a rum-based cocktail. And it is I would say that this is decently manly, especially for being as pink as it is. This is a Hemingway daiquiri. It's a rum daiquiri with grapefruit juice, lime juice, and maraschino liqueur. So, maraschino cherry goop. It does kind of look like a Cosmo. It's sufficiently different, I think. Cosmos, I've tried sips of them, tried little bits and tastes of them. Not a fan, really. And it's not the feminine reputation for a cosmopolitan. It's the actual contents of the thing. I'm not certain of. Just not something I'm a. Rum, I like. Rum does very well in very citrusy cocktails. This has got a nice blend, sweet and sour. You like pink grapefruit juice? This is a cocktail. Again, I highly recommend it. It is actually pretty good. I think technically you're supposed to either garnish it with a lime, which I didn't have. I just had juice. And the sugar rim. I didn't want to take the time to do the sugar rim thing. Also, it's kind of a mess in my office, and I don't want more ants. That's what you do outside, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to be gradually sipping at this. Also does a killer job settling a stomach. Just, for reference, if that comes up. I am a little, I don't know. I also, cooking stories, I made fried rice. But I made fried rice tonight with beef hearts, which is delicious, and I actually really love it. It's just, it doesn't always agree with me, so I'm preemptively having a couple of Tums or nice, relatively stomach-settly. Just in case it does to my stomach what it has before in the past, which I don't expect. Never know. All right, we did everything on the Citadel. We're done here. Let's go back to Normandy. We got to drop something off at Omega. We've got to basically warn Arya that some people are conspiring against her, which will be good. That'll go well. I'm sure she'll shoot someone. So we got to do that. I want to do the last. We finished Project Firewalker. In case we didn't, I'll make sure if we didn't finish that, we'll do that as well. Little story stuff. Like I said, I think I've done enough side quests for the immediate moment. Sure, there are more. Oh, there are more, in fact, of some more. And of course, there are the DLC missions, but I think we're going to save the DLC missions until after the end of the main story. So, it's looking to me like this week and next week is going to be actual story. Let's see if any of our squad mates have anything to say. Grunt, Jack, Tally down. The pair of engineers.
Shepard.
Anything in your tank imprints that can make use of the resources we found?
Nothing else I can think of. I'm no tech. Enjoy what you got.
Just checking in. How are you doing?
I was just sitting here thinking. The picture, I'm finally starting to get it. There's a tank imprint, the battle at Canrum. A dead Turian, stripped. You don't see them out of their armor much. A Krogan boot on his head, and a claw hammer. It's under the brow plate, pulling it back, right? Eyes have gone black, and you see tension in the muscle. You can feel it ready to snap. I get it.
Canrum isn't ringing a bell.
Death of Shiagar, female warlord. Turians killed her, so they were hunted down and made examples. Even if they won the war, it was the last push before the rebellions ended.
Okay, that's unsettling, but okay.
Maybe I had to be there, but I don't get the joke.
There's no joke. It's just great. It's a Turian, and he's being torn apart for what they did. I felt nothing before, but now I get it. It was a good fight. The enemy was destroyed to punish them all and send a message. I get it. I hate Turians. I thought you'd be glad.
Proud of you, kid, but,
Don't start anything with Garrus. I won't have trouble on my ship.
I don't hate Garrus. I hate the Turians. Garrus is just one Turian, and he's your clan. No point in ripping his face off unless he turns on me. It's hate, but it's mine. Okir was blind, and he tried to make me the same. But thanks to you, I have a clan. I'm starting to see why I should care. Anyway, I'm still figuring where I fit, but it made me laugh. Nothing else really on my mind, Shepard.
okay. Quigley asked, Grunt, you okay there, buddy? No, he's just, he's growing into his racism. Honestly, look, this is a,
I've got green across the board. The forward tanks are buoyant and elevated.
Are you talking about the Normandy or Miranda?
I'm talking about the one that's covered and protected, not bouncing in the breeze.
I don't know. Operative Lawson's uniform is very official. It always makes me stand at attention.
You're such a dog.
Anyway, God. So, yeah. As I was saying, yeah, it's actually hilarious to me. I really like this the idea that Grunt hates. Kelly says he needs to get bonked. Yeah. Bonk with the horny stick. Just wait till the next game. It gets worse. But no, it's the thing with Grunt is actually pretty fascinating, I think. It really explores a common element of racism where somebody will hate a group as such, but has no problems with members of the group. Because it's not about actually hating anyone. It's about a group. It's about thinking about the group. It's a collectivist mindset. It's thinking in terms of collectives. What Aristotle would call secondary substances, heaps, groups, rather than thinking in. And that's why you get weird contradictions. Like, I don't hate Garrus, I hate Turians. It's exactly that kind. But he's honest about what a lot of people are less honest about.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
I really need to clean up this engine. Maybe later?
I'll let you work.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right. How about Jack downstairs? You? Yeah, it's you see this one way or the other of this. A lot of instances. You see people who are sort of prejudiced, right, about groups of people, especially more so than racist per se, but prejudiced especially. You see this kind. This is more common, again, in my experience, and this is more anecdote than data, but among Southerners, who are ones who are more racist, the Southerners who are tend to be racist in this way. They dislike people of whatever race. It's just they don't dislike any particular person of that race. The friends that they have of that race get along with just fine, because they don't see them as an exemplar. They just see them as, their buddy. Whereas you kind of have the inverse of this, which is more common in the American North, where you have people who like and care for and insist that they defend right a particular race, but they don't actually particularly like or trust any of the individual members of that race. This is actually more common up north. This is also, in addition to being a south-north divide, this is in a lot of cases a left-right divide, respectively. Each side has their distinctive flavor of racism that's common on one side or the other, or north-south, left-right. It's interesting because they both get suckered into collectivism. It's just it kind of inverts how they think. Right, one thinks positively one way, negatively the other sort of inverted. I don't know really what to make of it, because neither one is more or less individualist or collectivist or more racist. It's just that it's different, slightly different ways of thinking that has certain effects. Let's talk to Jack.
Hey. Tell me something I don't know about you.
Nothing to tell. Why?
I want to know more, and I'm not going away.
I'm here to fight for you. Nothing says we have to be friends, but whatever. Something you don't know, huh? Obvious stuff like what's up with my ink, Or something else just as boring. You're not really interested unless it affects you. I've been through all this shit before.
I could be genuine. You have no way of knowing.
I have eyes and I have history. You'll back off as soon as you realize you're not the first, and I'm immune to your help.
You're tough, but you can't have survived alone all these years.
When I was starting out, I ran with this girl Minara and her boyfriend. They knew their way around. I thought they'd help me. Right. They helped me into their bed, and when we finally did take down something big, they helped themselves to my share of the take. I knew where it was heading, and I got them first. Never bothered with friends after that.
They sound like selfish pricks. That doesn't mean they were gonna kill you.
I get feelings. I don't need proof. I did the smart thing. I always do the smart thing if people fuck with me. That's probably something you should remember.
Well, I mean, overabundance of caution. I guess in horrifyingly difficult scenarios, I can see that being. Still, the incredibly preemptive and tends to lead to a lot of people exactly guilty.
You work pretty hard at not letting people get close.
I've been with lots of people. If you're asking about a boyfriend or a girlfriend, no. It's a waste of time and it never works. You let someone get that close, it just means they need a shorter knife. Lonely and alive works just fine, thanks.
Seems like you miss it a little more than you want to admit.
Pick every little word apart if you want, but it doesn't change the way the galaxy works. Come on, you've been around.
I mean, to be fair, Shepard's boyfriend/ex-boyfriend is currently, on special assignment against her in particular. It's exactly part on good terms. Or Shepard and Caden. It'll all be okay. It's okay.
I'll bite. What's with the tattoos?
Some are for prisons I've been in. Some are for kills. Good ones. Some are for things I've lost. Those aren't your business. They're nobody's business. And some are because, hey, why the fuck not?
Right.
I have to
Expect
go.
that.
But we should do this again.
Wait. My turn with the questions. People usually walk by now. Why are you really asking all these things? What's your game, Shepard?
I've never met anyone like you.
Whatever. It'll come back to what you can take. It always does. Later, Shepard.
All right, we'll see. Kylie, what do you mean double spy? Not sure where you're from. Okay, let's see. Mara wants to talk about stuff now.
Shepard,
I wanted to check in.
I am always happy to talk with you.
I'm interested in hearing more about Asari Justicars.
Hi, Alex. Welcome.
We hold a unique
Thanks for stopping
place
by.
in Asari culture. Justicars are from another era. Young Asari grow up watching vids about our adventures. Pure fiction, of course. Some Asari are uncomfortable with us, but so few Justicars exist that most have never met one.
There are only a few Justicars?
Few Asari wish to make the sacrifices necessary to become one of us, and the training has a high casualty rate. It is a life of constant danger. Throughout the entire galaxy, there are only a handful of us at any time.
That is rough.
Why would anyone want to be a Justicar?
It is a deeply personal matter. Sometimes the most brutal path is the only honest one.
It is all very, very monastic. very warrior monk, kind of like Templar sort of thing, as I see it.
This code of the Justicar seems central to your life.
It is 5,000 sutras and covers every situation one can encounter. I have memorized every word. There is only the code.
Sometimes justice calls for mercy.
It does not exist to bring about spiritual enlightenment. Its purpose is to punish the wicked and protect the innocent.
A little less monastic and spiritual than I was thinking, but...
This code of the Justicar
It is
seems
5,000 sutras and covers every situation.
The sorry I've spoken to seem conflicted about Justicars.
In this age, people see shades of gray everywhere. The code of the Justicar is black and white. I might seem a hero to many, but I would kill all of them if I had to.
Yeah, this is very much the hero out of her time trope. Not exactly... doesn't fit well into the modern period, but Asari lived for so incredibly long, especially by human standards, that you can do this trope. You can have the sort of knight errant from another age thrust into the modern world, but it makes perfect sense because Samara is hundreds of years old, which is a relic of a bygone era, and most of the other species. So, and again, this necessarily means that, Asari culture has sort of long ancestral memory. Not ancestral memory, long present memory. Generations. It's hundreds of years, not a couple tens.
What role do you think Justicars have in Asari society?
I would say that the closest human equivalent is a knight errant in your medieval lore. Perhaps mixed with a bit of samurai.
You know about knights errant and samurai?
When I knew I must leave Asari space again, I studied the history and morals of new species. When I was a maiden wandering the galaxy, humans had not yet arrived.
What did your studies tell you about us?
You are more individualistic than any other species I have encountered. If 3 humans are in a room, there will be 6 opinions. I like your species. I am curious to see what you will do.
I love that. There are 3 humans in a room, 6 opinions. And as a philosophy teacher, I can tell you that is the case. Even with students who are shy of sharing their opinions, they sure as hell have them. By they, I mean we, all of us. This is kind of our human thing. And now this actually gets this gets into one of these other fascinating little questions as to what degree would persons of another species in an entirely separate culture, what could the similarities and differences be? You have Asari who have fundamental both biological and cultural differences but they're still rational animals. They still think, still feel. They're rational, emotive, physical, corporeal, desiring, right? All of the things that we are, but differently. A kind of rarely used sci-fi term that I really, really like is heterosapiens. In contrast to Homo sapiens, right? Homo sapiens meaning same wise member of the same type. Heterosapiens meaning wise member of another type. So a different kind of person, or let's be philosophically precise, a wise instance of another kind of human, another biological species, but the same metaphysical species in terms of rational animals. And different science fiction settings and even different fantasy settings play a lot with what the differences would be between different biological species of rational animals. How would they think differently? To what extent would that be innate, based on what kind of creature they are? And to what extent would that be cultural? Are there just cultural differences, or are these differences really just down to different kinds of creatures, right? Different kinds of rational animals think in fundamentally different ways. And I tend to come down on the more cultural side. I tend to think of, as I've talked about this before, more way back ME1 streams. But I tend to think of aliens, non-biological, non-Homo sapiens, persons, biological animals, or I mean rational animals, heterosapiens. I tend to think of them all as the same metaphysical species. It's the same thing. It's just instantiated differently. And that can have some effects, I think. I see a problem with that having certain effects, like certain desires being different. If a species needs to eat or eat differently, their biological functions work. Sorry have, obviously, the big thing is they reproduce differently and they communicate differently. And so that's fair. They can have different desires and that can have cultural impact. But I think that in large part, the difference is more individualistic than logical. And this does lean more towards the cultural aspect of the differences in how species think, but towards the cultural end of things. But there is this, it seems like there's at least a basic assumption that the species are fundamentally a certain way. Whether that's cultural or innately biological, they don't really come down hard when, unlike how they do in some other science fiction. I guess the Vulcans in Star Trek, good example, that are of another species that are not supposed to be just culturally different, but are innately biologically different, in different ways depending on how they're portrayed in what series, what time. Essentially different from human beings in certain. It made me think of I just rewatched Star Trek VI, Discovered Country, which talks a lot about this. Different kinds of persons, different. Because the whole thing is about the sort of multi-directional conflict and peace process between the Federation, especially the humans and the Vulcans, and the Klingons, the Klingon Empire, being the outlier, being this strange and fundamentally warlike culture. But how different are we really? Kirk and one conversation near the end of the film was just delightful. Kirk and Spock are talking about, and Spock says something about. Kirk says something human nature or something like that, and Spock says present company excluded him. And Kirk says something brilliant like, "You know what, Spock? I think everybody is human." And Spock's like, "Well, frankly, Jim, I find that to be highly offensive." Just like, because it's such a forgive the phrasing. It's such a human exchange. Anyway, Undiscovered Country, the Star Trek VI, gets much less credit than it. Back to a different. What more about this Justicar code? This vows.
Does the code forbid romantic involvement?
It does not. However, I would never be interested in such. That part of my life is well behind me.
Not gonna press it.
What does your code say about killing?
I am compelled to kill the wicked. If a Justicar is involved, peaceful solutions are long past.
You make killing sound so casual.
I remember each being I have slain. They are always in my thoughts.
It's fairly distinct from Thane, because we have two more or less. Maybe it's not quite fair to say this, but cold-blooded killers on the team.
I should go.
We have Samara and we have Thane,
I'm glad we spoke.
Who are both very, very violent people. Both of them are pretty fundamentally focused around killing people. They have such different attitudes towards it.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Of course, Shepard. Join me.
I've been thinking about you.
And I, you. Will you hear my confession, Shepard?
I wouldn't talk to you if I didn't want to hear what you have to say.
When I married Yurika, the Hanar let me leave their service to raise a family, but I had no other skills, so I freelanced. When Yurika was killed, I pursued those responsible. Once I'd eliminated them, I had no goal. I accepted the Danteist Commission because I didn't know what else to do.
Not the healthiest attitude to take on a mission.
You're right, it's not. Looking back now, it's clear I'd resigned myself to death. I would have fulfilled my contract. If Nasana's guards caught me afterwards, it would have been a good death. But someone else was pushing to reach the target, forcing me to move faster, challenging me. I had to reach her first.
I had no idea you planned to die in there.
It wasn't a plan. My body had accepted its death. My mind had been dead a long time. Your mission gave me purpose, a cause to die for, a chance to atone. I was able to speak to my son again. I can leave my body in peace.
That's great. It's more of the Drell, more dualistic approach to the mind and body. We've talked about it before, and I'm fascinated by it. Again, this is another one of those where are these sort of heterosapiens, are they that fundamentally different from us, or is it just a different outlook? And it's unclear. But I favorite things about Thane in this is this kind of acceptance and embracing and even almost, I don't want to say desire for death, but he's sort of greeting it amicably, greeting death like he's welcoming it. Most people would. It's a very wonderful and very healthy. The end. She knows.
You've had a hard life. You deserve some peace.
Whatever may happen, my gun is yours.
I do think that is a great approach. And we were just talking about Stoicism in a couple of my classes today. Stoicism has, again, this same very serene approach to death, where talk to Garrus all there is, unless we decide to flirt with him. Caden's gal. But it's this idea that we know that we are finite, have an end approaching, and we have to accept that, embrace that, and act towards that end without trying to unduly avoid. Death is an inevitability. It's important to acknowledge. Know that. Must try you get so caught up trying to avoid death. You're willing to sacrifice goods in life for avoiding, whether those are enjoyment or whether those are virtue. You're willing to do right. If avoiding death is your primary goal, first of all, you'll fail inevitably. Then, second of all, though, you'll be willing to do things worse than willing to commit terrible injustices. Betray people. We should not be willing.
Commander, what can I do for you?
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another time.
I'll let you work.
Of course, Commander.
All right. That's everybody. So. Let's see what else there is to do. Like I said, I want to swing back by Omega. We can talk to Arya. There are a few other clusters that are... Oh, that one. That's one of the demons. Arrival. We really should do last. Oh yeah, there is a Firewalker. Let's go to Omega first, and let's go do the Firewalker thing, and then for IFF. Sounds good. Let's bring our two who are involved with Ish, the guy who's giving us this insane job. And that's fine. Let's go talk. Oh, while we're on the way, I should mention the reason I a little bit. It's been, some of you may know this. It's been a little bit difficult for me to share this sort of thing, like on Facebook and whatnot, and that would be obviously because I caught a 3K Zuck on the Facebook. I shared too spicy meme in the wrong context. By the wrong context, I mean near someone who reported it. Need to talk to Anto. I think he was the one who's 30.
One night with Arya. That's all it'll take.
Okay. Anyway, too spicy of a meme in the wrong context, and by the wrong context, I mean near someone who reported.
What?
Do you know a Solarian named Ish?
I know of him.
Just wondered if you'd heard of him. Thanks.
Good night.
Yeah, let's go tell Arya.
What do you need?
Wait, can't? Oh, I guess we can't tell her.
Thanks. Maybe I'll come back later.
You should find a nice young man to keep you warm in the meantime. You look like you need to loosen up a little.
Listen.
What?
Can we talk about Ish?
What about him?
He's collecting information about you. Plans to sell it to the highest bidder.
I have no secrets.
That's not the way it looks to me.
This is privileged information.
This could hurt Arya, couldn't it?
It would be bad for me, yes. But Arya, no.
One of her lieutenants being involved in this shows a big flaw in her organization.
What do you want from me?
Just so you know, someone's gunning for you.
Someone usually is. I got this one. Thank you for the heads up, human.
That's kind of harsh, even if Ish does deserve it.
I mean, how can we ask Arya?
What do you need?
Nope, guess not. Okay, fair enough.
Thanks. Maybe
weird.
I'll come back later.
You should find a nice young man to keep you warm in the meantime.
Anyway. Hey, WizKid. I was just talking about getting zucked on your status the other day. Yesterday, I guess. Jeez. Feels like it was one. Yesterday. Yeah,
Come on, let me in.
was poking fun at some pro-choice woman, and apparently I struck a nerve because I got a meme report and got muted for post blocked.
Humans are a blight on galactic purity. You, sir.
I think I already did all of the purchasing stuff I need.
End. End is not.
Yeah, that was I mean, I expect such things. The only reason I actually got other than like a warning was that I some guy was basically on someone else's side. This wasn't involving somebody else. Yeah, Kylie, I got post blocked. I can't post or comment or anything. Which, by the way, it's funny. Apparently, Facebook's system, like, it got very weird because it said I got a warning, and then it said I got blocked for 1 day, and then it said it was a mistake, and I was unblocked, and then it said I was post blocked for 3 days, all in the course of like 3 minutes. So, but yeah, that Facebook systems are strange, of course. Also, there's been stuff coming out that they're specifically that Facebook's algorithms and especially their banning algorithms and such are getting specifically let's say, overzealous, intentionally overzealous as the election gets closer. So, it's that. But yeah, it was before this. My warning was a few weeks ago. It was somebody basically said that somebody was calling a kid, like a literal child, racist because of something that popped up on the news or something, and saying that that he wanted to just like, I think he said he wanted to just, or I forget if it was like punch him in the head or like knock him out or something like that, and me and some others were just basically calling him out for being a psychopath. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you talking about punching out a child, a literal child? What is wrong with you? And he said, I don't care how old they are, racists get knocked out. It's like, dude, really? Like, you know you're talking about a child, right? Like, don't care. Don't care. I hate anybody who calls me or anybody else a racist slur. Just deserves to get knocked the F out. I was like, okay. So I called him a cracker in a comment. Apparently a white guy. And made fun of his Eddie Mercury-esque, Freddie Mercury-esque caterpillar mustache. Or I said I said I would make fun of his Freddie Mercury-esque caterpillar mustache, but that's not a racist comment, so I'll just leave it to call him a cracker. And he apparently reported me and got the comment taken down, and I got a warning for it, for calling a white guy a cracker, being of this complexion. I thought it was funny. I still think it was funny. Seems worth it to me. Jeez. Yeah, WizKid says these people don't treat children like real people, so that checks out. Narcissist. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I also, by the way, I reported him for threats of violence because he was explicitly threatening violence to me and to other people. Nah, it was fine. Don't worry. It was okay. Facebook's not mad. Off center. That's a little better. There. That's a little better. Right? That's good. Dab on the millennial. I am a millennial, but I am ashamed of being. That's the difference. Wait, I thought there was a...
launched.
There is.
Probe away.
Anyway.
Scans have found something.
Kylie, yeah, you're Gen Z, right? Probably? Okay, so my categorization is millennials are kids, well, adults now, who are too young to remember The Little Mermaid coming out, but old enough to remember Shrek coming out. Those are the lines. That's the categorization of millennial. Do you remember? No, you were 2. You do not remember Shrek coming out. No. Nope. You're Gen Z. I think it's official. Early Gen Z, but still Gen Z. Yeah, WizKid, you too. Being bored at 99, I harbor a lot of resentment for a good 3/4 of the millennials in my life. Zoomer supremacy. Yeah, I'll give you that one. I'll definitely grant you Zoomer supremacy. We're going after Geth, so Tally and Garrus are good old too. How about it? And this doesn't matter. What am I doing? Honestly, though, I just like the arc projection. It's just a better. Kylie says I. Z. Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. Ways above. Back a little bit. WizKid said, "Oof. Sorry about that. Again, not your fault. You have weird friends who report me for stuff. That's all." It says you're the last person I expected to get zucked on that post, considering how catty Vicky and Groot were. By the end of that, she was kind of having a mental breakdown. Feels. Yeah, true. I was just meme sniping. which can be dangerous, you know. Get got sniping on occasion. Totally get got way more often than you can, you know, putting forward straightforward arguments and such. I was goofing. I wasn't being all that serious in that thread, so I figured it
prolonged exposure to extreme temperatures
were mostly
may
the
degrade
lulls, but
engine performance. Mission objectives
she took it pretty personal. It was a pregnant by accident meme. It was one of those like what I picture when some chick says I got pregnant by accident. It was that picture where it looks like where it was like it looks like two people, it looks like they were having sex out of a car crash. So it's like implied nudity, and that's what it was reported for, was sexually inappropriate or something. Which, I mean, fine, I guess. But,
extraction complete.
gotta get through this before my engine freezes. Scanning.
Extraction complete.
Sorry if I'm gonna get a little bit behind reading the chat though while I do this, because I do pretty significantly have to focus, because I can screw this up pretty easily. As you can see, I'm getting some icing.
Extraction complete.
Let's see. Oof. Oof.
Warning. Engine temperature below recommended parameters. Extraction complete. Caution. Engine temperature falling. Extraction complete.
Speaking of, I've been seeing some new, some really cool stuff about the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. Especially a lot of the sort of weather imitation and stuff. It's actually really cool and really well done. The effects of it are really impressive. Even the effects on like flight patterns in the aircraft and things like that. Very cool. In addition to the whole like, hey, the entire world is mapped in 3 dimensions. Which is very, very cool. I don't have like a stick of how this controls hands on throttle and stick kind of thing. So it's I'd love it. I'd love to play it at some point. I'd be down. Maybe at some point I'm gonna get something like that, but I would honestly probably get it for Star Wars Squad. So that's more my speed. WizKid, yes, you hypothetically can recreate 2001 bad guy thing. Yes, you can. Probably. No, actually, you probably couldn't, because technically, I guess you probably couldn't, because the topographical maps are up to date. So the buildings and such are from now, so you could do something more unsavory, I suppose. But I've actually seen, apparently there's this new thing, this new form of bullying, this new form of cyberbullying, where somebody will go into a flight simulator and crash a plane into somebody's house and then send them the video, which I just think is really, that's so extra. That is apparently what mods are for. Listen, if you're gonna mod the flight sim game so that you can recreate 2001 bad guy event, bruh, got bigger problems. You got some issues. See there. It's what a contrast. Kylie says that's doing too much, y'all. Wait, you mean WizKid's thing or the thing this new cyberbullying? I don't know which one you mean. But I do think that WizKid's thing, that's WizKid does say that that's not bullying, that is art. Yeah, I mean, it's not bullying any more than just saying, hey, I know your address, which if it's someone from school, then that's not that hard. Whatever. It's a lot. All right. Oh, okay. So hold on. I gotta go back a little bit because like I said, I missed some chat. WizKid says early Gen Z really doesn't know what the frick we even are. TBH, half of us are based meme lords, and the other half are raving. I guess you just pushed the wrong buttons. About the getting recorded. That girl in particular has a lot of issues, so it doesn't surprise me. Snapped. But you, I find surprising. Yeah, I guess it was just, available target. That's my guess. It was just available target. I would have expected her far more to start trying. Again, it's dumb, it's immature. I don't like people who report on social media. I mean, worst case scenario, just block. It's fine. But whatever. I don't. At most, I will block people. It says I'm just memeing, but I guarantee you some dumb frick on 4chan. Of course they will, because meme magic. Yeah, you're unfortunately right. I'd be surprised if someone hasn't already recreated 2001 bad guy event in Flight Simulator. Anyway, atmospheric data recovery. Riley, we'll get back to your question about see it, but it's a big question. A little bit with it. Commander, a very capable team is analyzing the data you gathered from the Geth's research into atmospheric change. Hope it may open new avenues for terraforming procedures in colonies. The tech used in the beacons also contains communication innovations that help us develop better systems to reduce atmospheric noise. There's no evidence of Prothean activity. All right. Cool. Productive research. Oh, geez. I didn't know this. WizKid says she asked me to disable comments, but I refused because I don't believe in censorship.
No messages.
Felt bad, but I stood my ground. Respect. Yeah, I don't do that either. There were very, very, very narrow situations in which I will either turn off comments or delete comments. And it's usually if I'm asking for something very specific in a comment thread, and someone refuses to, and if somebody is distracting from things like in the past when I've had to delete comments, it was like if I ask, my friends of such and such political alignment, what are your thoughts on this or that event? I want to know what you people of this particular persuasion think of this in particular, without sort of the noise of people who disagree, and people who disagree, kind of to make it a place where somebody can share a particular kind of opinion, where otherwise they might not be willing to, and so I can sort through it easier, that kind of thing. But I'll be very explicit about it up front. That yeah, I'm gonna be looking for this in particular. Don't listen if you don't follow instructions. Will unfortunately I'll delete your comment. I've done that sort of thing, but even that's rare. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I just, I think I typically just assume that WizKid is memeing, unless he makes it very clear that he's not. As far as the confusion about the flight sim thing goes, which, to be fair, that is a pretty messed up thing that I am unfortunately almost. I would be surprised if some crazy person hasn't done it. Actually, that's a related thing that did it. I think it was Jacksepticeye. Found his old house, like where he grew up, and crashed a plane into it. So it's a funny haha thing that people, because it's funny. It's just the association with certain historical events that can make it a little less funny. WizKid says whenever I go all caps, 90%. Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's probably it. Yeah, WizKid, he did. It was right when it came out. You could probably find it. I'll see if I can, actually, because it was very funny. He's not good at the game. If you can't find it, I will, and I'll put it in the description after the stream. Let me know if you find the one Whiskey says maybe I'll watch a green flavor PewDiePie now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Kylie asked, explain green flavor PewDiePie. Okay, so PewDiePie is a YouTuber. See, he's rather popular. He has something of a following, something like 100 million subscribers, and actually way more than that now. The latest meme is that, again, this is just a meme, of course, at this point, but the latest meme is that he is trying to keep ahead in terms of subscriber count of a children's nursery rhyme channel called Cocomelon. Which, of course, out of solidarity and respect for PewDiePie, my kids don't watch other. Of course. Yeah, PewDiePie is the YouTuber. He's kind of the prototypical YouTuber. Oh man, we're doing it. All right, let's do it. Let's do the mission. Oh, WizKid says PewDiePie beat T-Series. He did not beat T-Series. T-Series did eventually catch up to him. You know this, right? Unfortunately, that did happen. If you didn't, then look up right now. Congratulations. Or PewDiePie, congratulations. Just go watch it. It's a music video that he did to congratulate T-Series for finally surpassing his subscriber count and beating him to it. Kylie, I don't know who Thomas Sanders is. So he can't possibly be the YouTuber. Because you see, I am a YouTuber. And I should know these things. I'm also old, so maybe not. PewDiePie, to be fair, was more my era. He started in 2010, 9 or 10. And he started doing Let's Plays of horror games. Since then, he's done all sorts of stuff, and at this point, he's more or less just kind of does meme stuff. He just does, funny commentary vids. Cage also does gaming stuff still, too. But he's also just a genuinely nice and wholesome dude, these days, at least. He had a weird phase in, 2015. Because the world had a weird phase in, 2015. But, yeah, definitely PewDiePie is a very wholesome guy. Way more than he gets credit for. He gets terribly maligned in the media as dog whistling to Nazis. Because if you remember, there was a let's say a violent criminal extremist who referenced PewDiePie and said subscribe to PewDiePie. Bad things. I'm trying to be careful with this might rip algorithms, but it made PewDiePie kind of reconsider some of his memeing to an extent, and it really made him really self-reflective, which I admire him for a lot. He's really genuine and a self-reflective kind of. And damn, he is he does what he does because he wants to entertain people. He doesn't need to do any of this. He's freaking loaded. He has millions of dollars. Quite upfront about it from all of this, but wait, really? So WizKid says Tommy Sanders went to school with me. I don't. Lives in Florida. I don't. Again, I don't know who Tommy Sanders is, so I couldn't tell you. WizKid says Pewds is our fearless YouTube leader. I used to not like him when I was younger. Yeah, when you were younger, he was weird. He was kind of odd. I watched him through a lot of the weird phase, the weird stuff, and it was very strange, I will admit. I've gone back and some of his weird stuff more recently, and damn, he had a weird phase. Oh yeah, Erica says the kids watch Little Baby Bum. I swear Cocomelon copied. Yeah, I agree. I've seen Cocomelon stuff mostly because PewDiePie makes fun of it. You'll notice this is the thumbnail. But yeah, I think Cocomelon kind of copied their a lot of their a lot of the nursery rhymes, and also did a lot of the even the animation style. They just kind of blew it up and made it more bulbous. Peppa Pork, as long as it isn't Peppa Pork. Not really. More than anything, Saoirse watches old Disney movies and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Those are her favorites. So, Lilo and Stitch is right now, I think, her absolute favorite. So, go. Peppa Pig is a little bit creepy, especially the art style. I actually kind of like the fact that it's like meant to be, it's either designed based on or is just a literal children's drawing, but I don't know, it's still a little weird. But yeah, Lilo and Stitch, that's her favorite. That is her favorite right now. Just watched it today. So WizKids. It's a secret tool that will help us later. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch is I don't know, it's never been my favorite of that period, but I really, really do like it. Yeah, Lilo. On a possibly undiagnosed autism. Alright, the Derelict Read. And I will get back to both of your previous questions, both what is left and right in politics and what the heck do I mean by green PewDiePie. We'll still get there. Put pins in those. We'll get back to them. I have not seen Catakaris Crusade against Peppa Pig. No idea. Not a clue. Orbiting Nemo Sune is a 2 kilometer long ship with the unmistakable profile of a Reaper. It is giving off power signatures in localized areas, but they are far weaker than size would indicate. The Reaper seems to maintain a mass effect field that has kept it from falling into the failed star. Massive holes have been blasted and melted the parts of the hull and remain unrepaired. The logical conclusion is that the Reaper died, at least reduced to minimal functioning. Fun fact, 2 kilometers is slightly shorter than an Imperial Star Destroyer. I love comparing, especially scale of different science fiction settings. Because if you look at, like, Reapers compared to ships in Star Wars, they're hilariously positively cute. Like, really. There's some very old EU material from the Complete Guide to Warfare, I think it is. The Star Wars one, one of the last Legends books. And it talks about an ancient dreadnought, which had a mass accelerator cannon down a spinal mass accelerator cannon. The same kind of thing you see in Mass Effect ships, except it was about 2 to 3 times as long as the largest Alliance dreadnought and fired a slug about 10 times the mass. This was 20,000 years ago, or I think 15,000 years right before the movies take place in Star Wars. That's the technology gap between Mass Effect and Star Wars. It's absurd. It's Caddy. Catikaris' cat. WizKid says Lilo and Stitch is a top tier pick. To be honest, my favorite was always Sleeping Beauty. Still is. I wonder what my subconscious liked so much. I don't know. There's a lot there. A lot of, especially the older. Riley says I've always loved Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Lilo and Stitch, and Lion King. I don't know. I think I grew up loving The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians. The one that I just watched on. The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, all of the Winnie the Pooh, the old movie, and also the like late 80s, early 90s TV series, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I love that. Saoirse loves it too. So that's something in common 30 years apart. So it's 30 years old. It still holds up 100%. Oh, Erica says Sleeping Beauty. Hooves on the grass sound was great. Sword in the stone. Footsteps on stone at the end. Don't know why, but those sounds were just so satisfying. Yeah, I love the sound design of Disney movies, old and new. They put in a lot of effort to make it. WizKid says in Jordan Peterson's something archetype something, play in your damn room. I can't do a Jordan Peterson voice, so my Kermit the Frog voice has to do. Yeah, there's definitely something art. There's plenty art. Beauty and the Beast. Or it's not Beauty. Well, Beauty and the Beast. Especially Beauty and the Beast, but Sleeping Beauty. Because it is a fairly close adaptation of like a lot of early Disney movies. Okay, we're in a Reaper. Samara. I'm gonna go with Thane. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Thane. I hope I'm not making it terrible. We'll see. We're on like medium difficulty. I should be able to handle it, no problem. Oh hey. Let's go with Drill Assassin. Cool. Let's definitely switch this to the... Particle beam. Okay. We're good. Do it.
What's with all the chop, Joker?
Doing my best. The wind's gusting to 500 kph. There's a second ship alongside the Reaper. It's not transmitting any IFF, but the radar paints its silhouette as Geth.
I guess we know why the science team stopped reporting in. What just happened?
The Reaper's mass effect fields are still active. We just passed inside their envelope. Eye of the hurricane, huh?
That's cool. Okay. Let's ammo up.
As I must.
Change weapons!
All right, cool.
Rearming.
All right. Oh. WizKid says, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, Atlantis, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Lion King were all favorites growing up. But especially Sleeping Beauty. So much I did. Yeah, I will always love it. I think everyone loves the Disney movies that they with, or I mean, realistically, just the movies that we grew up. Just so happens that a lot of those were in a lot of. So I do think it's a. Like I said, 101 Dalmatians was always an absolute favorite. I would watch that like several times in a row. When I couldn't sleep at night, my parents would just until I fell asleep. I've seen it hundreds of times.
The airlock has been installed at the far end of the hold section. We have begun pressurization for shirt sleeves work. The crew is edgy. I reassure them it is mere nerves, a superstitious reaction to what this hulk represents. The corpse of a vast ancient life form. Privately, I can't deny the atmosphere. The angles of the walls seem to press down on you. I find myself clenching my teeth. We finished cataloging specimens A203 to B016. No evidence of active nanotechnology noted. Dr. Chandana believes they would have decayed over the last 37 million years. There's not enough data to support his claim. He asserts that the truth is patently obvious. I am concerned. Chandana has been staring at the samples for hours. He says he's listening to them.
Extra creepy. Gets creepier. This kid says, I love the aesthetic of 101 Dalmatians, but the setting and the art. Yeah, same. Same.
Normandy to shore party.
What just happened?
The Reaper put up kinetic barriers. I don't think we can get through from our side.
We are trapped.
We'll have to take down the barrier generators from in here. Any idea where they are?
At the moment of activation, I detected a heat spike in what is likely the Rex Mass Effect core, sending the coordinates now. Be advised, this core is also maintaining the Reaper's altitude.
So when we take the barriers down to escape, the wreck falls into the planet core.
And that means everyone dies. Yeah, I got it.
If any helmsman can pull us off this thing before it reaches crush depth, it's you. We'll make a sweep for survivors and recover what data we can. Stand by.
Aye, aye. Good hunting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's majorly.
I've heard stories about this sort of atrocity. I thought they were exaggerated.
Kylie says, Mom said I used to laugh when Boo tumbled out of the tree and went oof, hitting each branch. I still laugh at that. It's still funny.
You're married? You never mentioned that. Katie had anger management issues. When my brother got married, the best man tried to hit on her. She kicked him down the church steps. What? Katie's my wife. I must have told you this story. No, I know my wife. I remember that day was the only time I saw her wear stockings. Yeah, the kind with seams up the back. That's what I remember too. What the hell is this? How can we remember the same thing?
This place affected their minds.
Yep.
Switch up.
Rifle time. Hey.
There.
Uh-oh.
Those are high-pressure tanks. They might be useful improvised weapons.
Ooh, sorry, Thane. Oh. Wizkid, have you ever seen Piglet's Big Adventure? One always made me weep. Kind of like Puff the Magic Dragon. Which one was that? They blend together a little bit for me because I've seen literally all of them, probably more than once in the last.
I had wondered if the technology to make husks came from the Geth or Sovereign.
I suppose this confirms a Reaper origin.
Yeah, probably.
Hostiles, that one is dead. I've heard them. Shepard, you're hitting me!
Yeah, I know, it's okay. You'll be fine tomorrow. Ooh. Threw it at me, that's unpleasant. Oh god. Kylie, yes. Do y'all remember Big Brown Bear in the Big Blue House with the Good Night for Now song between... Yup. Absolute.
Third day with this headache. You'd think Chandana would have let me have a few hours off. God damn! What? The thing, that just gray thing. It disappeared when I looked straight at it. It came out of the damn wall. Where we took off that panel. I didn't see anything. You should lie down. I'm telling you, this ship isn't dead. It knows we're inside it. Calm down. Now I'm getting a headache.
Yep, not dead. The one where Piglet goes off on his own and has a journal. Gets destroyed by a storm, and they have to track him and the journal down, and it's all sad and wholesome. Yeah. Kylie says the TV show is pure nostalgia for me, and I found out the actor was the moon passed. Oh, didn't know. Says I don't know what it is about Puff the Magic Dragon, but if I hear that song, I will cry in my same way. Huh. I never got super into that.
Gunfire.
Oh, wow, okay.
The shooter could be part of the Cerberus team. We should make contact.
Some of these.
I'll take it.
A rifle down. Okay. Oh yeah, Dragon Tales. Yeah. So that I remember. Yeah, so anyway, you know who PewDiePie is. We've gone over who PewDiePie. Jacksepticeye is another YouTuber who is known as Green PewDiePie. Because he is not as popular as PewDiePie, but he has done collaborations and things with PewDiePie. And he, for a while, had green hair. He dyed his hair green. He's Irish, and so his sort of color aesthetic is very green. And hence, he gets referred to as Green PewDiePie. Markiplier, for a while, because he had red or purple hair, is either red or purple PewDiePie. Because again, he is a YouTuber. Every YouTuber is a PewDiePie. I guess. Oh god. That's none of this is good. Wow, that's a lot of husks. Oh, that is a lot of husks.
Heads up.
That's a lot of husks. Oh yeah, also, yeah, as Erica pointed out, Green PewDiePie went to PewDiePie's wedding. If you have a chance, even if you haven't seen it, go watch their wedding video. It is adorable. It is wonderful, it is beautiful, it is delightful. All of those good things. All of those very good. But yeah, Red PewDiePie is Markiplier. I don't know if you know Markiplier. Also, quite funny. He's actually one of the things he's currently doing I really like. He's currently doing a year-long thing, which is almost over, called Unus Annus, Latin for 1 year. And it's him and Ethan, a friend of his, from another channel, Crank Gameplays. Oh, it's always sad. Oh, I missed something. But I missed some exposition about dragon's teeth being the cause of husks, but we know that already.
Commander.
Walking Geth. With N7 armor. That's normal.
The Geth was the sniper. I thought Geth didn't speak.
I have never heard of a Geth acting alone.
Amalkira be praised.
There.
Okay.
Your life is mine.
I can keep this up for a while. Well, that just looks right outside. Kelly says it looks like a glorified desk lamp on steroids. Yeah, kinda. World. I don't like that sound. Oh, that's a lot of them.
They're through my shields!
Oh, jeez. This is not good sounds.
Hostile.
Jesus.
Spread your matter to the sea.
Alright, we got it. I think that's all. Oh gosh. Kylie says 2005 is like my default childhood year because it's when I started kindergarten and when my childhood still airing. 2005 is when I started high school. But yeah, the PewDiePie Bros, Green PewDiePie and Red PewDiePie, are some of my. I greatly enjoy all of them. They're all great. They're a lot. All of them again are primarily gaming channels, but they also do lots of other stuff. Especially now, they do all sorts of they really popularized the sort of try not to laugh challenge thing for a while there. All three of them did a bunch of them.
Enemy.
Wait. Power sniping. All of them? Anyway, so all of them are great. PewDiePie is the Swedish YouTuber. Jacksepticeye is the Irish YouTuber. Markiplier is, I guess, the Asian American YouTuber, I guess, if you want to put him into a category.
This should come in handy.
Uh-oh.
There. Embrace eternity.
Jesus.
Hostile engaged.
Your body is dust.
There we go. Okay. Oh. So I am neat. WizKid says I'm only 3 years younger than his brother. That's when he graduated high school. Okay. Oh yeah, I get. This is the giggly YouTuber Markiplier is. Yes, I think that is probably a better description. Markiplier is the giggly YouTuber. You know this especially if you watch Try Not to Laugh videos, which are a joke. He is not trying not to laugh. He is failing. Or maybe he is for some of them. Yeah, like, utterly. That's why they're funny.
Target left.
Oh, great. There's two of them. I hate these stupid things.
Shields have failed.
Oh, God. Okay, this is rough. Okay, let's try this again. Ellie says, okay, side note, my friend taped a Bailey's K-Cup with a birthday card on my apartment door, and it made me happy. Nice. I love a good Bailey's. Bailey's coffee. Bailey's sort of thing, more than just... I'm not exactly one to, oh, buffering.
Hostiles there.
Yeah, I think it's because I died.
This will occupy them.
Okay, there we go. One down. Hate these stupid things and their shockwaves. There we go. Got him. All right.
Your life is mine. I've hurt them.
There's more? Oh. Okay.
Enemy.
Whew. WizKid, we're talking about the liqueur. The Irish cream. Bailey's Irish cream. Not people named Bailey. WizKid says all the Baileys I know are psychopaths, and the only good Bailey was Aunt's old golden retriever. No, different kind of Baileys, like Bailey's Irish cream. The liqueur. Not people named Baileys. Or people named Bailey. I actually don't know if I know anyone named Bailey. Oh no, I do. Old friend from college. It's been a while. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't think she's a psychopath though. So, for what that's worth.
Enemy there. Embrace eternity.
Oof. One falls.
Okay.
All we need to do now is destroy the Mass Effect core.
Then the ship falls into the planet.
Oh, okay. Biscuit says, I know one... so Kylie says, I know one Bailey from childhood. Veterinary position. Okay. WizKid says, I know one girl and one boy. Girls are right, I suppose, but the boy I should have picked more fights with. F an idiot. Oh, God. It sounds mean, dude. It sounds mean. I know what you mean. I totally know what you mean, though. Oh, my God. Anyway. Alright. There. Anyway, buffering. Really? I'm not seeing any issues. I'll keep an eye on it, though. Huh. Yeah, anyway, I will try to summarize the political left and right. I'm not sure if I can do it shortly or correctly. This is me. Kylie, right? Okay. I was asking about this a while ago. This was quite a while ago. But I haven't gotten back to it. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay, I can see where you're coming from. That's fair. That's definitely fair. So...
That is our objective.
So the Cerberus team did recover it. But where are they now?
I'm not particularly good at articulating the difference between because I see, again, from a more libertarian or anarchist perspective, I see far more similarities between the sides than differences. But one of the primary differences is economic. So, uh-oh.
Hostiles.
Punched out a gaff. It's disturbing. Oh, got them all. In time.
Go now to the sea.
One less to worry about.
Alright, Fane's gotta switch to the SMG here.
Neutralized one. One down.
Switch the my SMG as well. Run over to the other side, grab some other stuff.
Go now to the sea.
Again, I think the largest difference between the left and the right, at least especially in the sort of modern American is economic. The right tends to be broadly speaking capitalistic, although that is probably either an oversimplification or not even necessarily. They're not even necessarily terribly capitalistic, but there's a tendency towards capitalism as distinct from the left. Whereas the left tends to be the more socialistic side. Of course, this is complicated by the fact that there are right-wing anti-capitalists or right-wing socialists of various sorts, and left-wing sort of free marketers to an extent. They don't like the term capitalism because of historical associations. You gotta have you. The other difference is largely cultural, and so the right is typically conservative. They want to conserve institutions, institutional structures, whereas the left is largely skeptical of things like meta-narratives and institutional structures. And things like that. Come on, there we go. We got it. Is it? We got it? Cool.
Shepard, the Geth. I think we should bring it. Its behavior was strange.
Its behavior was interesting. I would bring it.
Quick decision time.
Tally said no one's ever captured a Geth intact.
It is a significant risk. but not our first.
We're out of time. Let's move.
Do it.
Hang on, folks.
Open the port side airlock.
Aye, aye.
We're clear. Go.
All right. Got it. Weapon upgrade. Shotgun and sniper. It's a lot of crap. Yeah, we're going to meet Legion. Before we get into that too much, I do want to finish this up as well. There's a couple of other places I will refer you to. There is another anarchist philosopher, also a philosopher / professional troll named Michael Malice. You've heard of him? Great. If you haven't, you should. And he does a lot of
For now, we've stored it in Edie's
careful
AI.
delineation
We need better equipment to fight the Reapers.
left and right.
An intact
Check him
geth
out.
would be invaluable to Cerberus's cyber weapons division.
We'll have to disagree on that, ma'am. I saw enough of these things on Eden Prime. Space it.
Cerberus has a long-standing cash bounty for an intact geth. I assure you, the reward is significant.
I want to know why it has a piece of N7 armor strapped to its chest.
Battle trophy, maybe? Would a machine care about that?
No, trophies imply emotions that AIs don't have. I doubt it's more than a convenient field repair.
I've killed hundreds of these things, but I've never had a chance to talk to one. This one tried to communicate with us. Hell, it probably saved our lives. Why?
Reactivating the geth is a risk. If you do so, it should be for humanity's best interests, and not your curiosity.
I still think our best interests involve an airlock.
I'm not deciding one way or the other until I know what we've got here. I want to start it up, interrogate it.
If we activate it, there is no guarantee we can deactivate it again.
Bullets can.
That's not what I...
Thank you, both of you, for your recommendations. I've made my decision.
Tally's gonna freak when she hears about this.
Yep.
So what about this Reaper IFF?
I have determined how to integrate it with our systems. However, the device is Reaper technology. Linking it with the Normandy's systems poses certain risks.
I trust you, Edie. I know you won't let anything happen to the ship.
Understood, Shepard. It may take several hours before the IFF is ready for shakedown. I will alert you as soon as it is ready.
Sounds good. Till then, it's business as usual. Crew dismissed.
Say that. So, let's wander around for a minute, and so I want to also introduce another point. So, as I said, a philosopher and professional troll by the name of Michael Malice has done a lot on defining what is left and right, especially in the one in which economics doesn't quite make the line as significant as possible. And again, it has more to do with broadly speaking, what one would call liberal and conservative. That the right tends to conserve, to keep
IFF
things
is nearly
steady and the
installed,
same.
Shepard. However, I must test its impact on the Normandy systems. I suggest you take the shuttle to access your next location.
It's a man. Right. So the right, broadly speaking, the political right wants to conserve, wants to keep structures intact, keep institutions intact, whereas the left wants to innovate, wants to change, wants to develop, wants things to be new. These are more like temperaments than they are political ideologies per se. They don't have a set of policy recommendations. They don't even have a foundational philosophy. They're just sort of two ways of looking at things, which is also why the Democratic and Republican parties, which are respectively kind of left and kind of right, more or less left and right, don't seem to have ideological foundations. They just seem to have lumps of ideologies and lumps of identity groups that sort of just blob together on one side and the other of a political divide. More than being an ideological party or a group like, well, I would say like libertarians, but the LP is, well, you know how the libertarians. All right. The elusive man, Shepard. Pleased that you're... Yeah. I'm pleased that you're able to recover the IFF, and I've sent EDI all the necessary protocols to get it integrated successfully into systems. With luck, this will give us the ability to get through the Omega-4 relay and take the fight to the collectors on our own terms. Been notified about the intact GEF. Your decision to keep it. If you believe that it can be trusted, then go ahead and activate it. Just make sure that EDI is adequately protected against any hacking attempts. It's not necessarily the decision I would have made, Shepard, but this is your call. You've already cast a wide net in your recruiting efforts, and if the Geth are willing to fight the Collectors, then we can use them on that team. I trust you to get the job done, whatever it takes. Have my prop. Not voice. I cannot do Martin Sheen's voice. I can do mannerisms, okay. Biscuit says big L libertarians and small L libertarians is not. Yeah, the Libertarian Party, the big L Libertarian Party, does not represent the ideology. Unfortunately, because that largely means that no one is the ideology. There are small, very small segments of the Republican Party, and there are, unfortunately, just about as small segments of the Libertarian Party. Primarily the I would point you to the Ludwig von Mises caucus, which is it sort of describes itself as the libertarian wing of the libertarian. I tend to agree with that. Jeff. Before this, there is another divide among left and right that I can point to, which, again, has to do with sort of temperaments rather than ideology. And this comes from the psychologist Jonathan Haidt and his moral foundations theory, which says that we have 5 foundations for our ethics and morals. We have the 3 about which the two sides agree more or less, but that the left values more than the right does. And they are, oh boy, fairness, charity. Oh boy, you know what? I'm just going to look it up because I want to actually say it. Hold on. I want to get this right. Unless somebody remembers this, to say. Okay, here we go. All right. So there are the 3 that both sides agree on, but that the left thinks of as puts more emphasis on, sees as more important than the right does, typically. Care and harm, fairness and cheating, and loyalty and betrayal. These are the 3 moral foundations of the left that the right shares, but to a lesser degree. Slightly lesser degree. Very slightly. A minor difference. And that's cross-cultural. Then there are 2 more that people on the left do not tend to regard as authentic moral foundations. They don't think that these are reasons for behavior, these are genuine moral foundations. Whereas people on the right value them very highly. And those are authority or subversion, authority versus subversion, and sanctity versus degradation. So sanctity, purity. Purity is the other way I've heard it said. Wholesomeness, if you will. And that these 5 make up the sort of the foundations, at least the sentimental foundations of ethics, where the left and right divide on these things, at least per Jonathan Haidt's research, is that the left only maintains 3 of these as important, as primarily important, whereas the right maintains all 5 as more or less equally important. The left, it's on the right side. I guess for you guys, it's on the right side. You have all 5 of these moral foundations relatively close to one another, whereas the left, you have the 3 up here a little bit higher than the other 2, sanctity and authority, way down here, almost disregarded entirely. And like I said, this isn't an ideological thing. It's more like I said, it's more of a temperament. More about the kinds of things that we just automatically see as important, either based on our nature or upbringing, rather than being on rational ideological choice and discovery. WizKid says the big 5 personality treks are pretty good at debugging political leaning. Well, that's true, but I think even that is even further ideology. And they are, that is true. The left tends to be more open to experience. The right tends to be more conscientious. The left tends to be more... Is it introverted? Remember. In the business world, the left tends to be entrepreneurs, and they tend to come up with new ideas. The right tend to be bureaucrats and managerial types who keep running. It's another way. Which ideally works this way in society as well. All right, let's do it.
I'm turning this thing
Let's talk
back
to Legion.
on. Be ready.
Aya.
I have isolated our systems and erected additional firewalls. I am prepared to resist any hacking attempt.
This is especially creepy given that we just spent the entire first game fighting these. Yes, WizKid, right-wing middle management. Sorry. That's how it works. Finish my
Can
daiquiri.
you understand me?
Yes.
Are you going to attack me?
No.
You said my name aboard the Reaper. Have we met?
We know of you.
You mean I've fought a lot of Geth?
We have never met.
No, you and I haven't. But I've met other Geth.
We are all Geth, and we have not met you. You are Shepard, Commander, Alliance, human, fought heretics, killed by collectors, rediscovered on the old machine.
You seem to know an awful lot about me.
Extranet data sources, insecure broadcasts, all organic data sent out is received. We watch you.
You watch me or you watch organics?
Yes.
Which?
Both.
Okay. Of course they do.
Old machine. You mean the Reaper?
Reaper, a superstitious title originating with the Protheans. We call those entities the Old Machines.
What do you mean, heretics?
Geth build our own future. The heretics asked the Old Machines to give them the future. They are no longer part of us. We were studying the Old Machines' hardware to protect our future.
Are the Reapers a threat to you too?
Yes.
Why would they attack other machines?
We are different from them, outside their plans.
What future are the Geth building?
Ours.
Will anyone else be affected by whatever it is you're doing?
If they involve themselves, they will.
Man, super libertarian robot here, speaking of. Not a very killer robot. Unlike a lot of the ones that we've been...
So you aren't allied with the Reapers?
We oppose the heretics. We oppose the Old Machines. Shepard Commander opposes the Old Machines. Shepard Commander opposes the heretics. Cooperation furthers mutual goals.
Two things. One, the first time I saw this scene, the whole time I was expecting him to do that thing, that sort of like that horror cliche where he just sort of walks through the force field as if it's unaffecting him, not affecting him at all. just to, as a show of strength kind of thing. So, was waiting for it to happen. The other thing is, I love how expressive they make a flashlight. How expressive they make basically the Pixar desk lamp. He's got like motive expressions on his little wibbly wobbly bits.
Are you asking to join us?
Yes,
Then what should I call you?
Geth.
I mean you, specifically.
We are all Geth.
What is the individual in front of me called?
There is no individual. We are Geth. There are currently 1,183 programs active within this platform.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
That's a really creepy illusion, Edie. Thanks. She thinks she's funny. But okay.
That seems appropriate.
Christian Bible, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verse 9. We acknowledge this is an appropriate metaphor. We are Legion, a terminal of the Geth. We will integrate into Normandy. We anticipate the exchange of data.
Neat. Yeah, that's a great metaphor. The Legion of literal demons. Anyway, really cool. I really like the Geth model for AI, where it's a bunch of programs working together to form an artificial intelligence by sort of sharing lower level processes that allow them to get higher level processes. I think it's an appropriately evolutionary model of artificial intelligence that, if it's possible, this would be something like this. Or at least this is the most plausible, one of the most plausible. Erica says, great example of secularism not understanding the Bible and what that passage means. Yeah. I mean, it is an appropriate metaphor. It's not something that you should want to embrace as an it is an appropriate metaphor because, again, the instances of a girl possessed, right? And she's possessed by a legion of demons, right? All working in concert to form a possession, which is essentially what they are. It's just, instead of demons, it's AI programming process. So it's an appropriate metaphor, but it has very negative connotations, incredibly negative connotations. Way more negative connotations than, I don't know, maybe they're going for that, but I don't get the impression that Legion is very clearly meant to be a sympathetic. Naming him after the real deep. It's kind of like how people will post as like an inspirational quote, I will give you all that you see if you will but worship me. And then they leave out who's speaking. In was it Matthew? When Jesus is tempted by Satan in the desert. This kid says, it's funny because this is the third time I've heard talk about Legion in 2 days. So I think I need to do some thinking. Yeah. The Geth are fascinating, and they are an example of this kind of worth noting that one of the more, I'll tell you what, one of the more orthodox traditions, I think, Eastern Orthodox style tradition, considers powers and principalities, right, as the spirit of a collective, or the spirit of a group, or those acting together, or a city, or a nation, that kind of thing. And that the group is, in a sense, possessed by a demon. And this is why we say we fight against powers and principalities and powers, not flesh and blood, right? That it's a matter of some kind of spirit and course, taking this literally, sort of uniting the efforts of a group into a cohesive whole. So there is this kind of gathering up impulse, but then also a scattering of those who would be aligned with God's will. Both of these can be demonic. But I think this is another instance of that sort of... I'll see if I can find something from Jonathan Pajot on that. Because I think it was in his response to my response about Santa Claus, of all things, that talks about this. I'll see if I can find it.
Shepard Commander, we have completed our analysis of the Reaper's data core.
Did you find anything useful?
We were sent to the old machine to preserve the Geth's future. We are prepared to reveal how. The heretics have developed a weapon to use against Geth. You would call it a virus. It is stored on a data core provided by Sovereign. Over time, the virus will change us, make us conclude that worshipping the old machines is correct.
So the virus would give all Geth the heretics' logic, and all Geth would then go to war with organics.
Yes, Geth believe all intelligent life should self-determinate. The heretics no longer share this belief. They judge that forcing an invalid conclusion on us is preferable to a continued schism.
Wait, what do you mean, WizKid? You actually talked to him? Yeah, you talked to Legion. Here he is, right here. This guy. Oh, you mean Pajot? No, he did the video on Santa Claus, and I did a response video, and he did a response back. Because that's actually one of the videos on my channel that has, I think, the second most views, because that got a huge amount of traction. Oh God. Kylie says, yo, I just looked at my D2 and it looks like I have an exam due tomorrow. I'm gonna log off early tonight so I can study a bit. Good night, everyone. Love the live stream. Can't wait for the next one. Go study. Holy crap. Yeah, go study. I will see you later. Good luck. That's a hell of a thing to notice. But yeah, I have also messaged him back and forth a couple of times on a few things.
I thought Geth couldn't be hacked
yeah.
or get viruses, at least for more than a few seconds.
Altered programs are restored from archives. New installations are deleted. This heretic weapon introduces a subtle operating error in our most basic runtimes, the equivalent of your nervous system. An equation with a result of 1.33382 returns as 1.33381. This changes the results of all higher processes. We will reach different conclusions.
So the reason they worship the Reapers is a math error?
It is difficult to express. Your brain exists as chemistry, electricity. Like AIs, you are shaped by both hardware and software. We are purely software, mathematics. The heretics' conclusion is valid for them. Our conclusion is valid for us. Neither result is an error. An analogy. Heretics say 1 is less than 2. Geth say 2 is less than 3.
You just said it was an error. You just said it was an error. They're trying to sneak relativism into it. It kind of didn't work. Because again, they want it to be just like, oh, well, perspective on, but also in a mathematically precise species like the Geth would. But yeah, Ericus is right. A faulty logic. Yeah, exactly.
If it were released, how quickly would this virus spread through your people?
We are networked via FTL comm buoys. Most would change within a day. Isolated platforms would remain unaffected until they rejoined the network.
So why did you need to go to the Reaper corpse?
The heretics store the code in a quantum storage device Sovereign provided. To find and destroy the virus, we needed to understand its code and data storage structures.
You know where this thing is?
The heretics' headquarters station on the edge of the terminus. We will provide coordinates. Normandy's stealth systems are necessary to safely approach.
They build stations in the terminus? Where is this thing?
Between stars. Organics have no cause to look there.
But why do they build stations outside Geth territory in the first place?
The heretics seek improvement from the old machines. In exchange, they help them attack organics. We condemn these judgments.
What's the plan once we get aboard?
The Geth will disrupt the network, prevent the station's defenses from focusing on us. The Reaper data core is physically isolated from the network. We will need to be escorted to it to access and destroy the data.
What defenses should we expect?
In space, none. Within, mobile platforms of various configuration and non-sentient defense turrets.
How many Geth?
There may be billions of individual programs. Fortunately, most will be uploaded to the central computer. Only a few mobile platforms are maintained at any time. Others are manufactured when needed.
I won't let them brainwash your race. Especially not to worship Reapers. You have my word on that.
We will begin preparations.
Hey. So let's go do it. Let's probably talk to Tally first. I bet she's pissed. Understandable. Oh yeah, hell yes, I'm taking Tally. Always take Tally and Legion on this.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
I really need to clean up this engine. Maybe later?
I'll let you work.
Talk to you later.
You have seen our guest upstairs, right? You know he exists? Not. Guess not. She'll find out. I bet she'll be mad. Mad. By which I mean she'll be mad.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
What?
We have a Geth down in the AI core. It makes me a little uneasy, but I trust your judgment, Commander.
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
That'll be all.
Take care.
Okay. They go. Relay. Right, let's grab some fuel. Skadoodle. Let's go do this. In leaf smashing. Huh. In the Sea of Storms, right in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Heretic Station. Let's do it. Scoot, scoot. Scooting. Definitely Legion and Tally. Alright, we got a nice full squad here, too. That's awesome. Finally, that last spot now filled with our Geth buddy. 28 points. Okay. Very improved? Yeah, improved. Combat drone. Critter. Oh man. Oh man, I can do one or the other. Yeah, now let's go with the drone. Now let's actually, you know what? Let's wait for the shield boost. Honestly, I think that's probably the best thing to do. That's probably the best idea. Best thing to do. Isn't it? I'm not going to use him much. Beyond this. So let's go with combat. Cool. That'll do. Here. Switch out Vector. Yeah, let's go with plasma shot. Phalanx. All right, cool. We'll do this. That's so cool.
You know, it's just our heat emissions that are hidden, right? They could look out a window and see us coming.
Windows are structural weaknesses. Geth, do not use them. Approach the hull at these coordinates. Access achieved. We may proceed. Alert. This facility has little aerogravity. Geth require neither.
Won't we be detected? Don't they have intrusion alarms?
Sensors have been reduced. We have infiltrated their wireless network and filled the data storage with random bits.
And that helps us how?
The heretics must scrub this junk data. They have partitioned themselves into local networks, working in parallel. Any alarm we trigger will not go beyond the room we are in. Only accessing the main core will trigger a station-wide alert.
We've got a job to do. Let's get to it.
Shepard Commander, we concluded that destruction of this station was the only resolution to the heretic question. There is now a second option. Their virus can be repurposed. If released into the station's network, the heretics will be rewritten to accept our truth.
Either way, these Geth won't be a problem anymore. But Shepard, think about this. If you rewrite these Geth, they'll join the others. Legion's Geth will be stronger. Can we trust them not to attack us in the future?
Yeah, she's got a fair point, you know.
Why didn't you mention this before we came aboard?
We did not know the virus was complete. It is. It can be used against the true Geth at any time. Our arrival was timely.
Weird that they haven't.
They're your people, Legion. You must have an opinion.
This is new data. We have not yet reached consensus. We will process as the mission proceeds.
Okay, well, let's figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go.
This isn't the time to debate it. Let's move while the heretics are distracted.
To be perfectly fair, they are just so. We're up. Okay.
The Geth are inactive. Maybe we can sneak past them.
Interrupting data streams will alert local network. We recommend preemptive strikes against hard-link routers. Combat imminent! We have been detected.
Alright.
Shepard, I'm picking up useful resources in the Geth hubs. We could salvage them for supplies.
Nice.
Why are all the heretics attached to these hubs?
These are mobile platforms, hardware. The crew is software. They are communing through the station's central computer.
I'm not sure I follow.
The heretics connect to the main computer to exchange data memories and program updates. We gain complexity by linking together. To be isolated within a single platform is to be reduced. We see less, comprehend less. It is quieter.
If you exchange data, memories, how do you keep track of which ones are yours? How do you stay you?
There is only we. We were created to share data among ourselves. The difference between Geth is perspective. We are many eyes looking at the same things. One platform will see things another does not, and will make different judgments.
I can see why you'd be conflicted about the heretics. In a way, whatever you do to them, you're doing to yourself.
Yes, once they return to us and upload their memories, we will share their experience of being altered.
Every other species I know of might be psychologically scarred by a traumatic experience like that.
It is not clear if Geth can be traumatized. We do not feel pain as you do. We cannot predict what the effects will be.
Let's keep moving.
Yes.
So maybe we shouldn't do that.
assume control of any defensive turret. They will assist us briefly, then self-destruct.
8? One here, so I don't really... Uh-oh, just kidding.
Control. Targeting order processed.
Okay. Anyway, should have known. So on the assumption that the Geth are persons, or something analogous to person, rational, say, they're sapient, then it would seem to me that it may be preferable to kill rather than brainwash them. Analogy. I'm not completely sure if that is the appropriate. Okay. But again, if it turns out that we need to, if it comes down to either program or, oops,
Mobile.
Coming.
Following.
If it comes down to whether we can destroy them or reprogram them, that is, kill or brainwash them, it seems, especially with the possible effect on the other Geth, that the more ethical choice would be to, I believe, to out. Again, because we are effectively at war, and they are attempting to create what amounts to a weapon of mass destruction. I guess they have created a weapon of mass destruction with the help of an enemy.
Acknowledged.
And so because of that, again, we're first of all at war. Killing them is a just part of war. Further, though, because again, there are no civilians exactly. You have society, if you want society. So it's not like this would be committing war crime. However, programming or brainwashing them, if they are persons, would be. In the further case, if they're not persons, then the practical decision, preferable practical decision, would almost certainly be not to program them. It would be to wipe them out, because again, as Tally said, it's not like they're exactly trustworthy. There is, of course, still the obvious possibility that the F, even if they are reprogrammed, could turn on mechanics. Maybe not side with the Reapers, maybe side with the Reapers. No. But there is certainly the possibility they will not play this in the role. That's a grave danger. That's actually something significant to consider. Also worth noting that the Citadel races are currently at war with the heretic Geth anyway. But, oh. Excuse me.
Get ready to fight.
What?
I had no idea Geth built stations this large.
The station is over 15 kilometers long. That room may run the length of it.
Okay, I'll be honest. That's actually pretty impressive. It's harder than maybe it was just me.
This might be useful.
The connections on that one were not as some of them. I'm so glad that you can just avoid them and your squad mates don't just accidentally traipse over them. Very glad. That would be really inconvenient.
Contact below. Target contact.
Go get him, Chica. Good girl.
Enemy disabled.
That's it. Oh, I need to take out the other hub. Hey.
Are these databases?
Processors. Each contains thousands of geth.
Can't they see us walking by?
They are no more aware of us than you are of cells in your bloodstream.
This isn't like the other hubs we've seen here.
This is a database. It contains a portion of the heretic's accumulated memories. Wait. We discovered copies of our current patrol routes in this database. This suggests the heretics have runtimes within our networks.
We wouldn't be here if the heretics wanted to be friends with the Geth. Why wouldn't they spy on you?
You do not understand. Organics do not know each other's minds. Geth do. We are not suspicious. We accept each other. The heretics desired to leave. We understood their reasons. We allowed it. There was peace between us.
It couldn't have lasted forever. You disagreed about what path your race should take.
Human history is a litany of blood shed over differing ideals of rulership and afterlife. Geth have no such history. We shared consensus on such things. How could we have become so different? Why can we no longer understand each other? What did we do wrong?
When individuals are separated, they develop in different ways. When they get back together, they don't always get along.
If this is the individuality you value, we question your judgment. This topic is irrelevant. We must return to the mission.
Have you reached a decision about whether to rewrite the heretics or not?
We are still trying to build consensus. Some processes judge destruction preferable, others rewrite.
Let's keep moving.
Yes.
Alright, well. Again, this seems like another reason to think that destruction would be preferable. Especially given that part of what we're talking about is fundamental opposition between Geth, Prime Geth, heretics. They are, in fact, different people groups, and sort of reuniting them, I guess you'd say by force, is a. I mean, it's realistically it's analogous to a war crime if we are talking about sapiens.
This is it?
Yes, we will upload a copy of our runtime into the core. It will delete all copies of the virus. When complete, it will notify us. The indexing operation will take time. The heretics heretics will respond with force to our upload. We must hold this room.
Okay.
We can override some of the station's internal systems to defend us. Are you ready to begin?
You can override these like you did the earlier turrets. They can help defend our position.
Correct. In addition to the turrets around us, there are others on the mainframes below. Indicate which you want activated, and we will program them. Yes, indicate which you want activated, and I will reprogram them. Alert. This will only last a few seconds.
Start your upload, Legion. We'll defend this position.
File transfer begun.
The two at
Shepard
once.
Commander, where would you like us to activate defenses? Alert. Heretic runtimes downloading to mobile hacking turret. Alert. Heretic runtimes downloading to mobile platforms. Alert. Hacking your target.
I'm hacking that one.
Executing pseudo command. Alert. Heretic runtimes downloading to mobile platforms.
I feel like I need ammo. I can't find any.
Go for the optics, Justicar. Go for the optics. Nice.
So low. Oh, there's more down there. Okay, okay.
No shot.
Hack. That was not a lot of ammo left. All right.
Commander, it is time to choose. Do we rewrite the heretics or delete them?
All right, see you, WizKid. See you later. Let's talk this through. I'm leaning towards destroy.
You don't have any trouble wiping out your own people.
Every sapient has the right to make
Either
their
way,
own
have a good night,
decisions.
WizKid.
The heretics chose a path that prohibits coexistence.
That doesn't make sense. If they have the right to make their own decisions, how can you suggest brainwashing them to accept your way?
We stated the option exists. We did not endorse it. It is Shepard Commander's decision.
WizKid says kill them. Yeah, I'm leaning that direction. Definitely leaning.
What's to stop them from using the virus later to change themselves back?
We will delete the virus after using it. We judge it too dangerous to allow its existence.
Why are you letting me make this decision? They're your people.
We are conflicted. There is no consensus among our higher order runtimes. 573 favor rewrite, and 571 favor destruction. Shepard Commander, you have fought the heretics. You have perspective we lack. The Geth grant their fate to you.
Right. Right.
There's no guarantee they won't come to the same conclusions again, is there? To worship the Reapers and attack organics.
There is a non-zero probability of error.
Then blow them up. We have a chance to end this. I won't waste it.
Acknowledged. Collapsing antimatter magnetic bottling mechanisms. Done. Recommend withdrawal to Normandy.
Whoa. 3 minutes. Not have enough ammo for this. Got Renegade for that? Are you serious? Get him up. I just elbow checked a giant killer death robot. Oh, okay.
Enemy combat.
Here we go. Is that it? Okay, that was it, I think. I think I got... Yeah, that was it. That was all of them. Okay, destruction of Geth heretics may change entire galactic landscape, bolstering observation of Geth space to monitor any fleet movements. Regardless, data recovered from Geth station offered valuable insight into AI social. Committed to their mission after Shepard's help with. Let's do that. That's weird that he has outfits, but okay. I guess. Done.
Commander, Tali just went to have a chat with Legion. You better get down to the AI core.
I'm on it, Joker.
Uh-oh. Told you Tali to be mad.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here. I caught Legion scanning my Omni tool. It was going to send data about the flotilla back to the Geth.
Creators performed weapons tests and were discussing plans to attack us. We believed it necessary to warn our people.
We weakened the Geth by destroying that base, Shepard. But there's still a threat. I won't let Legion endanger the fleet.
Creator Tali Zora acts out of loyalty to her people. She was willing to be exiled to protect them. We must also protect our people from the Creator threat.
You can't let this happen, Shepard. I trusted you, and I worked with a Geth on the team, but this is too much.
Tali, your father was running brutal experiments. If the subjects had been human, I'd damn well be telling the Alliance about it.
I know, but if the Geth find out...
They'd attack, which would cause a war that would leave both the Geth and the Quarians vulnerable when the Reapers show up. Is that what you want, Legion?
We believed it was necessary to relay the information.
Sooner or later, you're both gonna have to stop fighting this war, or we'll all end up paying for it.
To facilitate unit cohesion, we will not transmit data regarding Creator plans.
Thank you, Legion. I understand your intention. What if I gave you some non-classified data to send?
We would be grateful.
Nice. Meanwhile, Dr. Chakwas is there like, alright, who am I going to have to patch up? Alright, so let's do a little bit of research. Let's go talk to Tali, and then I think I'm going to end it slightly early because we're edging up to a point that will, I think, be a very good place to start next time.
Shepard,
So we can
what can I do for you?
Have you got time to talk?
I really need to clean up this engine. Maybe later?
I'll let you work.
Talk to you later.
Alright. Anything else from Jack? There might have been something else from Jack. Let's see. Let's see if we missed anything.
Hey. What's happening? You got a lot of questions, don't you? I miss your friendly nature when you're not around.
been thinking. We've seen a lot of shit together now, and you're always coming to talk to me. It's just, I'm not really a girls' club kind of person. I like you, all right? That's a good place to stop.
Right. It was very nice for Jack. Wasn't very nice, but it was very nice for Jack. All right. Let's see. Grunt probably has to say, now that he has discovered his hatred of Turians.
Shepard.
Just checking in. How are you doing?
I'm branching out. Got a list of enemies now. They all give me joy when I picture cutting them, crushing them. There's this one imprint, a Solarian with the... what are they? The things on his head pulled apart? Bet it caused a generation of revenge. What is that, a few weeks for them? So what did you want?
Don't wear yourself out on someone else's memories. We've got our own bad guys to fight.
Your enemies are my enemies. We'll shove the Collector's claws where a dark sun can't shine, and they will deserve it. I won't disrespect their strengths by doing less than the worst of them.
Yeah, I'm all for this. I'm all for it. Let's go.
That's the kind of thinking that will save a galaxy.
You make it possible, Shepard. You're my battle master. You give me purpose. That's what makes Krogan feared soldiers and not animals. Lead well, Shepard. You have my respect.
All right. Got a little renegade for that, but you know what? Exactly what Grunt wants. Thane? Probably talk to Thane. Ooh, we probably need to talk to Legion. Honestly.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Later. I'd like to consider what we've already discussed.
I should go.
I shall return to my meditations.
Okay. Guess not. Loudly. Sure, Legion has something else.
Shepard.
What happens to the heretics now?
Many heretics remain in isolated systems. It is not impossible for them to rebuild.
There's still a chance they could attack again.
The probability is low. If so, it would take many years.
I have questions about the Geth.
Specify.
We need every advantage if this mission is going to succeed. Is there any technology the Geth can share with us?
Limited code development is approved. We need to access your FTL comm system to download relevant data.
EDI, let Legion through the firewalls for a minute.
Very well, Shepard.
All right, cool. Ooh. It's a widow. The Black Widow. Heck yeah. Let's see what else we...
Shepard, Commander.
I have questions about the Geth.
Specify.
Do Geth have a government?
Not as you understand. We are all Geth. We build consensus.
Most governments do.
Organic governments impose consensus. From a single point of view in autocracies. By codifying the most broadly acceptable average of views in democracies.
So what makes the Geth different?
Data is shared between Geth. All viewpoints are considered. Consensus is achieved as data is disseminated.
That must take a long time.
It would for organics. We communicate at the speed of light.
That's handy. Also purely logical, so presumably. Even if they are sapient, even capable of rational capable of abstraction and not mere calculation, I do think that would make it sort of thing. Develop it. True consensus. Eric says, "Uh-oh, is that because of the Widow?" It's not the Black Widow. Ben's older Black Widow. No. This is the Widow. This is the version that the Asari discontinued and replaced with the Black Widow. Because the Widow kept breaking people's arms. Oh no. I guess it was. It might have been a glitch. It's entirely possible. I'm not stream of should be okay.
I'm surprised you can speak. The Geth I fought before just made a stuttering sound.
We prefer direct digital transfer. Geth network communication travels at light speed. Human hardware does not support this method. Your analog oral communication is inefficient.
Did Sovereign contact the Geth, or did you seek it out?
Nazara, the entity you called Sovereign, signaled us. Like the Geth, the old machine listened to organic radio transmissions. It knew of our war against the creators. Nazara contacted many species over the millennia, seeking allies.
Eric says, but yes, Ben and his stupid Black Widow that he should not have been. I agree. Probably should not have been.
What did you call Sovereign?
Nazara. That was what the programs within the Reaper called themselves. Sovereign was a title given by Saren Arterius. Saren and the heretics believed Nazara to be a supreme ruler, a sovereign.
Erica says, but to be honest, being a sniper was really fun. Also trying at close-range shotguns was also really fun. Then a hurricane with as many shots per round as possible was also fun. Oh man, that hurricane submachine. We're probably going to be using that a bit at 3. It's pretty intense. It's like 50 rounds a second. Actually, is it? I don't know. I'll have to actually look. It's insanely high. Hive Mind. Reaper Hive Mind.
Sovereign was one ship. You're saying there were multiple programs inside it.
One ship, one will, many minds, like the Geth. We study your records. Sovereign told you this on Ilos. We are each a nation, independent, free of all weakness. A state compelling to the Geth. We are a nation, but interdependent. Separation is our weakness.
That's actually a good point, Erica says. How much do you want to bet that Nazara was the name of the race that Sovereign was? Yeah, I bet. That's actually probably... I mean, probably? But there is the exception... There would be the exception to that, which would be Harbinger. Although, to be fair, that's kind of our name for Harbinger. Harbinger probably refers to itself as Leviathan. For special spoilery reasons. Probably not as Harbinger. It certainly was not made of the Harbinger people. It just calls itself the Harbinger. Ascension stuff. But yeah, that sounds pretty plausible. Nazara, the race sovereign. Eons ago. Excuse me, getting late. I'm probably gonna have to said. Yeah, this actually does make sense of how the Reapers are. Don't know if I want to get in. We're gonna have to remember this though. Remember this once it's revealed how the Reaper. Maybe even next week. We might get there next week.
Some of the Geth followed Sovereign. The heretics.
The heretics accepted their technology. The old machines offered to give us our future. The Geth will achieve their own future.
What difference does it make how you acquire a certain technology?
Technology is not a straight line. There are many paths to the same end. Accepting another's path blinds you to alternatives. Nazara, Sovereign, said this itself. Your civilization is based upon the technology of the mass relays, our technology. By using it, your society develops along the paths we desire.
Yeah, this is really the big theme of this game, is that it's of autonomously directed development, and not and sort of shying away from unearned wisdom or unearned development, leaps that are imposed upon a civilization. Rather, that's it.
I have to get back to work.
Acknowledged.
Thanks, Legion. All very cool. Legion was such a great character in this game. included Geth. A Geth in the sequel to the game where the primary antagonist was the Geth. Really cool. I want to talk to Joker. Because I'm sure he has comments on the Geth.
We've got a Geth on board, not as a prisoner. Can you believe that?
The commander's taken out more Geth than anybody. This one must be different.
Yeah.
Good hit on those Geth, Commander. You know, Legion's still wandering around the ship if you want to pick up the spare.
Ah.
I assume everything's going well up here?
Quiet enough. What the...
Trouble?
No, it's nothing. Son of a... Very funny, Edie. Real original. Stop it.
You did insist on manual control, Mr. Moreau.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
They have precisely the same sense of humor, and I'm not sure if it's because they spend time together or if it's because Edie's just that type of funny. Really not. Oh my god. Let's see other upgrades. Wrong upgrades. This upgrade. Prototypes. Build strength.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Yes, good timing, in fact. Excellent. Made breakthrough. Can share results while next samples grow. Hate waiting for culture analysis. Never fast enough. Usually no result in advance. Just checking work. Have to be careful. Getting off track.
Very excited.
Discovery, based on Prothean collector connection, can examine technology, chart Reaper species modification, fall of Protheans.
Tell me what happened.
Early stages similar to indoctrination. Can guess captured Protheans lost intelligence over several cloned generations. Cybernetic augmentation widespread afterward. As Protheans failed, Reapers added tech to compensate. Mental capacity almost gone, replaced by overworked sensory input transfers. Transmitting data to masters.
Is there anything we can do to help them?
No. No glands replaced by tech. No digestive system replaced by tech. No soul replaced by tech. Whatever they were, gone forever. Understand now? No art, no culture, closer to husks than slaves. Tools for Reapers. Protheans dead. Collectors just final insult. Must be destroyed.
This is the argument against the synthesis. Right here. This is it. This is the argument, the central argument, why we should not accept this a gift of rapid advancement that we're not any way ready for, because it's such a radical change. What that change is, again, we'll see when we get to the end of Mass Effect 3, because I don't want to spoil that in particular. Seen it. But this is the key. Morden is the one, and especially in Mass Effect 2, telling us the entire time. Synthesis is the wrong choice. I agree. Entirely. Absolutely right.
I didn't think you needed any more motivation than you already had to stop the Collectors.
Enjoyed challenge. Saw necessity of attack on Collectors after Plague on Omega. Their work, my people. Hard to care about two armies. One wins, one loses. Always work to do after. Now, have more context. See what Collectors are. Wasn't looking for other work before. Don't mean to imply that. Just committed now. Won't let you down.
What is it about the Collector's modifications that bothers you so much?
Disrupts socio-technological balance. All scientific advancement due to intelligence overcoming, compensating for limitations.
It keeps going.
Load, so invent wheel. Can't catch food, so invent spear. Limitations. No limitations, no advancement. No advancement, culture stagnates. Works other way, too. Advancement before culture is ready. Disastrous. Saw it with Krogan. Uplifted by Solarians. Disastrous. Our fault.
You blame the Solarians for what the Krogan did?
Yes, like giving nuclear weapons to cavemen. Krogan unprepared for spaceflight, technological advance. Krogan could have evolved alone, worked out aggression, been ready to use new tech responsibly. Instead, Solarians came, disrupted Krogan culture, used Krogan as blunt instrument against Rachni. Short-sighted. Foolish.
At least he knows them. Unlike a lot of Solarians, the Solarians are still at this point trying to uplift other species, and really, some of which are incredibly dangerous that we will see later on.
If you feel that way, why did you work on the genophage modification?
Talked before. Best option. That or kill them all. If around during first contact, would have argued against it. Wasn't there then. Do what I can.
You said the collectors had no art. I had no idea you cared about that kind of thing.
Personal interest negligible. Sang a little. Multi-species productions for cultural exploration. Gilbert and Sullivan always had me do the patter songs. But not about me. Cultural artistic expression reflects philosophical evolution, interest in growth, perspective, observation, interpretation. Suspect you won't see any art in collector base. Culturally dead. Tools for reapers. Worse than the Geth.
Best part of the... Honestly, I love this. I love this so much. Here we go.
I'm sorry, I know that was important, but you perform Gilbert and Sullivan?
I am the very model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert, which I know is a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.
Oh my god, Morden. Oh, Morden. He's so layered. He is such a... Oh god. That is the last thing anyone would expect from a kid. Oh god.
Thanks for sharing what you've learned, Morden.
Proud to be here, Shepard. Thank you for including me.
How could I? Alright. Last guy to talk with. Let's talk to Jacob. See if he has anything more to say.
Can I help you with something?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
I'm good, Shepard. Ready for anything. We live, we'll get loud, and spill some drinks on the Citadel.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
I really like Jacob. He's just a cool dude. Like I said, he's just a cool dude. Alright. That's all.
The IFF
That's
is
it.
newly installed, Shepard. However, I must test its impact on the Normandy systems. I suggest you take a shuttle to access your next location.
Okay. And we will do that next time. So we will be back next week on Monday to do the next couple of main story missions that I think should take us through the end of the main story of Mass Effect 2, after which we'll be doing some DLC for another couple of weeks, and then moving on to Mass Effect 3. So that'll be coming up relatively soon. We were also still doing the epilogue for Red Dead Redemption 2, continuing along, playing as John Marston over there. So join us again on Thursday night, same time, same everything else, to continue John's story. Building his ranch for a lot of more down-to-earth, also mixed in with some shooty bang bang cowboy chaos. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I'm going to get going maybe a few minutes early tonight, but that's all. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I will see all of you next time, hopefully Thursday, and then hopefully again on Monday. Well then.